So I set out a piece of chicken last night over the front of my boat at the marina here, and then just went to bed. And I got up this morning, and looks like catfish for dinner tonight. Awesome. I caught a catfish a couple days ago and filleted it out, put it in my cooler, and now I'm cooking it up for breakfast. I've already eaten one of the fillets, and here's the bigger one. And it is good. I have never had catfish my entire life. I guess I've never really lived in a place that had a lot of catfish to catch, or I just wasn't targeting them, so. But yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Hey guys, so it's about 7 in the morning and I just pulled out of the Alton Marina. That's the locks right there, heading towards St. Louis. I just asked the excuse me, asked the harbor master what I should do. This is the first real lock that I've been through, and he said hold tight, wait for this barge to go through, and then he's gonna lock me through with like 5 people. So and I'm just staying on the line for that, for him to call me. So just drifting out here, and I'm kind of behind an obstruction, which is keeping me off the out of the current a little. So yeah, back on the river. Exciting. It was time. I'm ready. Let's go have some adventures. You can see we're all grouping up here. We've got a couple of nice sailboats, a couple of nice trawlers, and then the Shanty Beagle. All just kind of holding our position upstream, waiting for that barge to get through. Okay, well, hopefully you can kind of see with the glare going on here, but I'm going into the main chamber. I'm going to land on the port side. Everyone just kind of communicates with each other. This group kind of knows each other, so they're talking away, but that's okay. And yeah, I'll take some more pictures when we get in. Okay guys, so trying to get some footage of this. Here's my window on the port side. I hooked up to the, I think they call it a ballard. It's a little tricky to get close enough to this wall here without slamming into it. But now I'm hooked up to it, and hopefully I'm doing this right. You can see we're in the chamber right now. Pretty cool. Amazing. First time going through a lock, so. Okay, looks like something's happening here, so let's see the water kind of coming in around the edges. I think I heard the lockmaster say they were only dropping us 1.5 feet. So and that's how it goes, guys. So everybody's locked through. I just get out of everybody's way and let them pass me. So we'll keep on going. Okay, so I think they call this a chain of rocks. You're bypassing this main part of the river. This is still north of St. Louis. And they direct you over into this smaller channel by this sign. After that sign directing you to the left where it said locks, you go down this long, straight channel. It's about 30 feet deep at the moment. Pretty much the whole way, and I think you could probably fall asleep. You could take yourself a nap for a while, and I've seen one barge. So this is the next lock at the end of that long channel that I just showed you. The locks are on channel 12 here in the Mississippi, just so you know. And you just call them and you let them know you're approaching, and they will tell you what to do on this particular one. They got a green light on for me up on that tower right there, and they told me just to come right in. I'm the only boat this time, and I can just float right in the middle, and they'll put me on through. Alright, so I just floated into the lock as they told me. You can see the control tower up there. On the other side is the lock going the other direction. There's a barge in there. So far this has been really easy. Oh, look at that. So walls coming up. It's like every one of these locks is a little different so far. Oh, it kind of comes up like a flap. Or maybe it goes down. I don't know. I can't tell, but sometime when I'm at a computer, I think I'm going to educate myself on the different styles of locks. Pretty interesting. It's such an amazing system that we created in this country to get cargo, and now just shanty boaters, humble shanty boat captains from the north to the south. Okay, so they open the gates, and then you pass on through. Well, the famous Arch of St. Louis is just come around the corner. This section of treacherous river has done more than one shanty boat in, so hopefully the Shanty Beagle will be able to make it through. We'll see what happens. So coming into St. Louis here, you can see the Sunday was a good day to do this, I can tell. I mean, it's so far it's empty. I have one small barge going by, but plenty of room. I did have a barge go by, and water's a little rougher than I've had so far on this trip, but the Shanty Beagle seems to be taking it pretty good. I had a little water come over the front there, but it just gave the scooter a wash, so no big deal. Hey, look, helicopter tours. Yeah, it's one of those, the Arch is one of those things that kind of define America, like Mount Rushmore and, I don't know, Yellowstone, Empire State Building, stuff like that. So I think it's worthwhile to see. I actually went up in it probably maybe 10, 12 years ago. I was visiting a friend in Kansas City, and we took a trip over here, and I went up to the top of that thing. It was pretty neat. But now I'm glad I'm just passing by it. When future shanty boat captains pass this way, I would recommend waiting till a Sunday and a non-windy day. Just stage yourself up in Alton and then leave early in the morning on a Sunday. And maybe a Saturday too, you know, look into it. But I think this was the recipe for getting through there here without any trouble. Just based on what I've heard from other folks, because there is no traffic out here. I think everyone's just home with their families. A little heads up, so a barge cut across the river here in front of me, and I just held back and let him pass, but it's about the biggest waves I've hit so far. They're, I don't know, it's like a 4-foot wake maybe. And it came onto the deck here, and it did make it to the door, but this boat has a ridge. I guess I can show you right now. A ridge right in front of the cabin that drains into a secondary bottom, then drains out the back. And it just hit that, so you know, no water could make it past the door anyway. So when you guys are building your boats, you know, at least keep that in mind. Bare minimum, I would say, if you can't put some kind of drain before the cabin for water that does get up on the nose, that you want to make sure that no water can get into the cabin through the door, underneath the walls. So that's my thoughts on it. Like I said, I kind of cheated when I built my shanty boat. It was already a commercial built catamaran cruiser, but it was in such bad shape that I, you know, had to kind of refurbish it. But I can see now how it had some advantages over just like a pontoon build, which would need some more modifications to handle some of the water over the nose. So, and also maybe a really good waterproof front decking railing that will block the water too. I mean, water can get underneath mine. So we got logs and all sorts of debris in the river, so that's another thing to watch out for depending on when you're coming down. So I'm having to kind of run the gauntlet and go around it and stuff, so that's why some of my photography is not as good as it usually is, but I'll carry on. Love this. I'm going by this kind of garbage scow here, and look at all this driftwood it picks up going upstream. It's just pushing it upstream. I'm having to steer at the same time. This thing looks like it's out of Waterworld or something, like the smokers.